So bad. Tune in Tuesdays, don't be late. Nate and Mike got info great. Local auto news you need to hear. Ready to shift your knowledge gear. They're the pros from the dealer's floor, with tips and tricks and so much more. Be the buyer that's wise and smart. Rolling in style, you're off to a start. Mohawk Table Talk, come join the ride. The podcast that's got you auto supplied. From deals to trends and buying advice, we'll make our shopping extra nice. Got a question? Ask away. Nate and Mike got things to say. Guests drop in with insights to share. They'll guide you with their expert flair. Stories flow, insights unfold. Stay ahead, drive bold and cold. Mohawk secrets shared with care. Hit the road with confidence to spare. Mohawk Table Talk, come join the ride. The podcast that's got you auto supply. From deals to trends and buying advice, we'll make our shopping extra nice. Trends and buying advice, we'll make
Table Talk is to bring you the latest and greatest of what's going on at Mohawk Honda, Mohawk Chevrolet, Mohawk Collision, and Rap Kings, and also what's going on at the state level and nationally to make sure that you're as informed as possible. And if you haven't, it's just your first time watching, my name is Mike O'Toole. This is Nathaniel Greklick.
Hola.
We are your hosts, and we do our best to bring you the latest and greatest, and hopefully we provide some value to you, but we appreciate it. And we have a bunch of things to talk about today, not just AI, and it's not AI versus humans, but there's certainly that. This could be an endless podcast with talking about AI versus.
Oh yeah, we could be here forever.
But also, we want to let you know what's going on in the community and what just went on, because we just finished one of the local events for Special Olympics that we've been talking about for a long time.
Yes, we did the Dagan truck pull.
He's got it.
I gotta say, I love this this graphic that we made. Yeah. So we partner with a lot of different community members, and one of them is the Special Olympics of New York. And on behalf of Jeff Dagan, who was the owner of Dagan Trucking, who passed away during COVID, he wanted to do something for the Special Olympics. So he wanted to do a truck pull, and they have these massive tractor trailers. And what we do is we pull those tractor trailer trucks down the line for fun, for charity.
Well, and it's also a race for fun. But so you have two trucks that are next to each other.
Yep.
And one team has that long rope, like a tug of war rope that's attached to
Yep.
the front. And the other team has the same on their truck. And whoever can pull it the fastest over the line. And that just happened 2 days ago. And boy, that was some turnout we had.
Yeah, we had a huge group on our TikTok stream watching that. So if you are on TikTok and watch that, thank you so much. Or if you are on our stream right now or listening to the replay and you watch the stream on TikTok, thank you so much. But yeah, it's just an amazing event. I believe they said they raised over. Hold on,
He's going to get the number.
I'm gonna get the number.
While he's doing that, there were a number of teams that participated, and even though it's for fun and it's for charity, this is certainly something that we wanted to win. I mean, we had some of our biggest, strongest team members there, and they're pulling that truck. And it was nice to see the teamwork. And even though we were competing against the other teams, we wanted everybody to have a good time. And I'm glad to report, as far as I know, there were no injuries, no pulled muscles.
Not that anyone told.
Not that anybody told us. So that's good news. That's even better.
Yeah, no workers comp. No, $95,126.
Wow, $95,000.
And I'm sure it's still coming in. So
that's an amazing amount. So for an event that happens on Sunday morning, and not just Mohawk Auto Group, but some of the other companies and organizations that want to help the Special Olympics donated their time on that day to make it happen. And thank you to everybody who donated as part of this event. So that was stupendous. And we still have some other things to go. We got a bunch of stuff to list.
Lots and lots of community events coming up. So these are not in order. So forgive me. Still haven't put them in order. We have the Heritage Family Foundation Golf Tournament, which is June 4th. And we have the All That Jazz Gala for Muscular Dystrophy on June 12th. Oh, we forgot one we forgot one.
What's that?
Our Shaken and Stirred event.
Oh, that's right. How did we forget that? That was last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
2 in the last 7 days.
Yep. And if you missed that video, we actually did a Men in Black theme. So we did Mohawk in Black, MIB. We kept the theme for that, and in our eyes, we won.
That's right. Well, we certainly had the most fun.
We had the most fun.
Category, but,
that's definitely the
check out social, because check out the replay of that Men in Black video. Nate and the team did an awesome job with that, and really, really pretty cool. And if you could have seen the setup for that, the in terms of being in the showroom, the finished result was really amazing.
It was pretty epic. And then even more epic was the fact of at the day of the event, we had all these alien balloons that people were popping. It was just a lot of fun. So
it was. And we in Mohawk Auto Group, we're proud to say, we finished second, right?
We finished second with how much?
Right around
16,000.
16,000 raised. And that was just by our team.
That's just from
the other 8 or 9 teams. So super successful, and it wasn't about us winning. It was about making sure that charity received as much as possible. So we're super proud to be a part of that, and I'm sure we'll be back next year.
Yes.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Right.
I don't know. It's always a gamble,
That's right.
You never know.
There's so many things that we sometimes run out of time.
Yeah.
Right? Non-AI, our human beings run out of time and availability to do these things.
Yes.
And on that note, let's list off a few of the other things that we have coming up.
Yep. So we have the Route 50 mile, June 12th. The torch run for Special Olympics would be June 18th. That's actually during the day, which is really cool. So we run from Schenectady, the courthouse in Schenectady, all the way up to Albany.
And torch.
With a torch. We hold the torch.
Right. Well, it's a Special Olympics, so
like the Olympic torch, if you ever seen the Olympics,
that's right.
We're running with one of those. I got to tell you, after 13 miles, that thing starts to get heavy. Tell you what. So be on the lookout for that. We will be live streaming that on our pages. So that's just really fun. Again, it's for the Special Olympics, but, bringing law enforcement into the mix of just, there's one person that literally runs the whole thing. And I run off and on to the vehicles, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So a lot of these events are based around athletics or running or whatever. And keeping fit is great. I know I'll be there. I know Nate will be there, and some of our other teammates. But really, the idea of where the proceeds are going is all
right.
what it's about. And especially for that torch run, it's so great to see the Special Olympics community cheering everybody on, and it's really kind of a neat thing to behold. So we want to spend a couple minutes talking about
Last 2 things. You have our plate change challenge going on. We will be filming the second episode next week.
First one's already done.
First one is shot in the books on the edit queue. Now we have the episode 2, and I think I'm going to do it. If you're listening to this podcast and you are in the episode, you are going to know what it is.
That's right.
And that's going to be, you have to watch it live, right? Obviously, we're not going to post any short clips. Producer, it's going to be a wood puzzle.
Oh, okay.
You're not on any one of the teams, are you?
I'm not.
All right, good.
I'm not. I want to give.
I probably should have asked that first. Anyway, so. Here's one piece of the puzzle. It's literally a wooden puzzle.
Okay.
So yeah, be on the lookout for photos from that, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We have Terry O'Donnell from B95.5 coming to host it, and there's that. Episode 2,
That is and
Secret Out.
That is. That's like a. Well, there's a lot of folks watching, I'm sure, and they're gonna see the replay. Ooh, so they're gonna. Everybody else who's watching the replay is gonna hear that. All right. Well, we're moving on. Okay, it's gonna be okay. Well, and one last, that I know is near and dear to Nate's heart. June 8th, we have the Capital District Heart Walk
And run. Yep.
I'll be there. We need to get some GoPros or something because we're gonna be out there early doing the run. And
Yep.
We'll have the team
I'm doing the 5K run. I need the time. I think it's like 8:00 is the run.
Yeah.
So yep. So are you running?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be
Mike's
there.
gonna beat me. So, but I'm gonna blame it on my bad heart. So.
Well, but it's something that we rally behind, of course, in support of Nate and everybody else who's affected by cardiac issues and concerns and health and so forth. So that's something that we're getting behind too. So those are a lot of really good causes. Tune in. We'll certainly bring you the results on Mohawk Table Talk, but also check any of our social channels because anytime we can go live, we're going to go live and check out the replays because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Always. All right. That was all the things going on, kind of. We're going to spare you some of it. We're not going to tell you everything that's going on because if we were here, we'd be here all day. But we're going to be moving on to the main segment for this podcast, which is going to be the AI. How are we using AI and how do humans fit in and how does AI come in? And I think this has been a big topic. As soon as AI came out, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to lose my job. What are we doing here? Like, why are we advancing this? Like, what are we going to be doing? And it's essentially just not the case.
Yeah, it's interesting. Everything that I listen to from experts and people that are on the forefront of developing AI companies, so to speak, or companies that promote AI software solutions, is that the evolution of AI is going so quickly that I think it's tough for everybody to catch up. Right? Like it seems like just 6 months ago, that wasn't even a word that anybody knew what it meant.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, AI is it's on our phones and it's we use it at the dealership and instead of auto attendants answering the phone, you have AI answering the phones and I think there's a little it's almost like too much too quickly. Right? I mean, it's
at 100%. I don't think we quite understand how fast it's moving. Before there was a stat, it was like for every year, it was 5 years advanced in technology. At this point, it's going to be like for every year, it's going to be like 10 to 15 at least, just because of how much replication you can do with AI when testing it and bringing that to market is just going to be a whole lot faster.
It is. And what we talk to our team here at the Auto Group about is that AI, artificial intelligence, or as we call it sometimes, automotive intelligence.
Yep.
Is
automotive.
Is a really good thing because what it's looking to do is just enhance somebody's capability of assisting customers. We're not looking to replace people. We're not looking to reduce staff. What we're looking to do is make that staff even more effective, which really helps anybody who's looking to purchase or service a vehicle. And we probably should give the folks just a couple ideas of where that's used within our business. On the websites, a lot of the AI are web-based. So the solutions that we have, let's say for service, you can visit a website for vehicle service, and when you log on there, you can either ask a question or you can schedule service or things that I'm sure you'd like to talk to a human being, but sometimes it's actually faster to talk to AI because AI is relatively unlimited, right? AI isn't busy because they're speaking with a customer who called before you or emailed before you. AI is able to answer those questions for 2 people, 10 people, 30 people, which is really nice. So in terms of getting through and reducing the amount of time you have to wait to, say, schedule an appointment, whether it's for sales or service, it actually helps quite a bit.
Yeah, and it can answer those mundane questions that we get every day, right? We can train AI to the answers of how we would say it and give them the correct answers versus them needing to go on the web, on any other website, wondering if that's correct. They can come essentially to our chatbot and it's been trained and knows who we are, knows our answers, and it can help you. in a faster manner than where you're trying to look for. So
Absolutely. And I think the point that a lot of folks miss until it's something that you're using is that AI is machine learning, right? And the key word there is learning. So AI needs to learn through repetition of receiving the same questions to provide correct answers to folks. However, there certainly are things that, whether it's complexity or certain things that have to do with somebody's specific situation, that you need a human being to be able to decipher maybe a complex situation.
right,
As an example, if you have maybe something going on with your vehicle, or you ran over something and you're hearing some noises, but you're not just hearing noises, also the wipers don't work, and then the radio, and then, it's like
Yeah.
more complex. That's something that a human being can decipher instantly, where AI may be able to give you one answer at a time. At least that's where we are right now.
Right.
In May of 2024.
Yeah.
We'll see how that develops, but so that might be a situation where a human being answering that question might actually be a little bit better and be able to get you the answer.
It will be interesting May 20th of 2026 when we come back and we're like, hey, guess what? We got robots working on your car now.
That's right. Yeah. So in terms of repair, we still have a lot of super valuable folks at the dealership, and we feel like we always will. It's just to think about what you see first when you come to a car dealership, right? Whether it's Mohawk Honda or Chevy or anywhere else. When you walk in the front door and you have that person greeting you who can immediately tell that you're wearing that Yankees or Mets cap, and you're a fan, and they want to connect with you because they're also a Yankee or Mets fan, right? I'm not sure AI will be able to do that.
Not
I don't
yet.
think AI can have a preference for one thing over another.
No,
It deals just with data.
I mean, it can if that's how it's programmed.
But it has to be. We don't want to get too far in there, but that. it has to
Well,
be one or
actually,
the
you know
other,
what?
right?
It could be, it could be a fan of every baseball team. You could start talking to it about the Braves, and like, yeah, I love the Braves. And then you start talking about whatever other team, like, yeah, I love that team too. Did you know, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, wow, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. Well, we like at our dealership.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
that's not happening as of yet. We don't have any robots walking our showroom or in the back. Although, who knows? Maybe soon we'll get this one that's got the water bottles and the thing. They'll be walking around like, hey, would you like a water bottle or would you like this?
Yeah, there was that old show. I can't remember what it was. It was a weekly show where they had that little robot, and it looked like a maid or something, and it walked around with, can you bring me a water? And anyway, that
Anywho.
was one of the first AI. So obviously the
Short
topic-
circuit.
Yes, that's it. Number 5. is
What?
alive.
Yep, one of those.
So
Anyway, moving on.
Our topic is AI.
Show me your old without showing me your old. Short circuit. Yes.
AI and humans, and why we need both. I'm a firm believer, and our research has shown us in the auto business that there are definitely places for both. So again, AI is meant to enhance the efficiency and the capability of a human being, not replace the human being.
Right.
Right? So while that person that might answer the phone in the past and try to answer the 3 lines at the same time, and the third person or the fourth person has to wait, or they have to hang up because they're doing something else at their house or whatever, now AI is able to handle that where that wasn't a possibility before, and all 4 people get the attention in that appointment that they need. So that's just a really super simple example where we still have the person there to answer the phone, but they can't answer the other 3 lines at the same time.
Right. And I think, you don't always need, with the technology we have, you don't always need it, right? Like, you may just want to schedule an appointment, right? That's where AI can come back. Of course, let's schedule your appointment. When are you available? ... Okay, you're good. We'll see you then.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you have a question about the service, now it's okay. Now one of our amazing BDC agents can actually take that call and help you out versus, it's just in a way to help us be more effective at making sure that you are taken care of as a customer.
Yes, yeah, and any tools, whether it's any technology tools that you have, right? I know on my phone, after I look up a couple things that I might want to buy or that I just was researching, guess
get
what?
All of those things on your phone.
My phone knows because I just trained it that I was interested in looking at new swim goggles, because that actually was what I was looking at this morning.
Swim goggles?
And guess what's on my phone now? A lot of swim goggles. So it knows and it's learned that that's something that I'm interested in, and it's providing a solution for me, and there's no human behind that. So
now I need to know there's a better how do swim goggles compare when you're looking at what are you looking for when it comes to swim goggles?
Yep. That's the next level, right?
Well, what is it? Tell me, Mike. I need to know.
Not just here's the different options, but what are the different levels? And AI told me that. It said that if you're looking to compete, you might want to consider these. If you're looking to swim in your local YMCA pool, which is what I'm doing, you might want to use these. Or if you're just a beginner, you might want to use these. So it was actually helpful giving me some recommendations.
What are the main differences between them? There's got to be something.
Yeah, I mean, it's the material.
Okay.
And cost.
Of
right?
courst.
You don't need to spend
Did
$150.
you look at like the?
I didn't determine anything yet because.
But did you look at like the most
like,
expensive ones? Because that's always what I do first. I always look to be like, all right, well, I'm not a professional athlete, but how much would one of these bats cost?
That's right.
How much would my glove cost if I was gonna,
What would Michael Phelps wear if he was buying one of these? All right, I probably
Who's
don't
his
need
sponsor?
to do that.
Let's find out what their top line Lux model is.
But you know what? All kidding aside, you're probably right because people want to know.
Yeah.
Even though I'm probably not going to buy those, but people still want to know that answer.
Speaking of Lux, quick tangent. Jared is our producer behind the scenes. We actually did a video on the Grand Wagoneer that we have on our lot.
Right, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Yep.
That thing is wild. It's got like 4 screens, massaging seats, the panoramic roof. Not only the pano from the driver to the back first section, but on top of that, they have another moonroof for the passengers in the third row. And both seats are automatic in terms of you can fold them down, fold them up with the press of a button. And one of the screens folds back to hide your phone that's charging on the wireless charging pad, wireless Apple CarPlay. And there's enough ports. That's one of my biggest things in all of these new vehicles is that they never put enough ports to charge everything that you have. And it frustrates me.
That's right.
But this Grand Wagoneer has USB-A and USB-C for each, which is bonito.
But check out that video. I checked that vehicle out right when we took it in.
It makes me want it, to be honest.
I mean,
I drove it and I was like, this is sick.
It's more comfortable than this couch in the studio is. I mean, it's like an apartment on wheels or a studio on wheels. Imagine that.
Oh.
So check
Coming
that out.
Next.
Part of what we do as humans in front of the camera is we produce segments on specific vehicles just to give you an idea because it goes much deeper than just kind of browsing and flipping some photos, right? So we like to have those
that will be the
highlighted
next
videos.
thing, right? So you're gonna come on to Mohawk Honda, Mohawk Chevrolet's website. You're going to have an AI agent that's going to help you like, okay, I have this much budget. This is what I'm looking for. What vehicle suits me best? And then they'll ask you a few questions and boom, then you'll have the vehicle that you're looking for, right? And you're not going to have to spend 7 hours looking for the vehicle that fits you most. You're going to talk to this agent. And then once you're like, okay, I really want this vehicle, then you can talk to a human and move the process along.
Yeah,
faster.
Yes, and I think a lot of people have experienced that, but they don't quite acknowledge that AI is behind it. So, for example, you go onto a website like a technical website, and you just want to ask a couple questions, and that little chat thing comes up. Mm-hmm. Well, there's no human being that's typing that, right? So AI is typing, "How can I assist you?" And you ask a question, and then AI just asks you to narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah,
and it says, "Thanks for waiting," and provides a couple answers. I think the majority of questions can be answered that way. I know they could be for me, or if you're looking at a vehicle and you're on our website, like Nate's saying, and you're looking for that third row vehicle that can tow 5,000 pounds and so forth, boom, you have a list in like a second.
Yeah.
Right? In a second. And not that a human couldn't do the same thing, but that human might also be helping two other people who had questions.
Right.
Which is really innovative. That way you don't have to wait. The answers are at your fingertips. And then you can always opt to chat with,
of course,
in person, online, whatever, a human being. I think that's from the feedback I received. That's kind of a big deal. Is that as companies, including us, go with AI assisting in servicing your vehicle, accessorizing your vehicle, or selling your vehicle, as long as you have an option to talk to a human being when you want to talk to a human being, everything is good. As long as we keep
I agree with that statement.
Absolutely.
There's been multiple times where I'm like, it's like press 1 for this, then you like press the number, and then it's like press 4, and then you press this and press that, and you're like, this is too much. Just give me the human, and that's what we're trying to do.
I bet you didn't know, which I'm just gonna tell you.
Okay.
Gotta have one every.
You gotta have at least one.
And it's interesting that in this case it's not to promote one over the other, but Gemini, who I use quite a bit.
Oh boy, here we go, another Gemini lover. You know, it's gonna be like the Yankees and the Red Sox is gonna be like, well, which AI agent do you use? I'm like, I use Chat, and they're like, well, I use Gemini, and then you go back and forth. You're like, everyone's gonna start wearing Chat hats and Gemini hats with the stars on it.
I'd love to see some comments on what.
Yes.
You know what happens? Everybody chooses one, right? They don't usually use multiple, right?
Nope.
You don't have Coke and Pepsi in your fridge. You like choose one and you stick with it.
That's the thing is you get used to it, right? You get used to whatever it is. And each one has its own perks, obviously. I mean, there's so many out there. But we want to know on Mohawk Table Talk, which AI chat are you using? That's for you. Are you using ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, DeepSeek, Grok? Those are like the form. Oh, Perplexity is a huge one.
Yeah, that's true.
Which one is it? Let us know.
Tell us. Anyway,
There's gonna be some weird one that we never even heard about.
this
Oh yeah, Llama. Llama's Meta AI for anyone who doesn't know out there.
Gemini.
I use the new Meta AI app.
Right or wrong, I had asked. This is a simple question, so it didn't probably need AI.
Here we go.
What was the first AI-powered robot that had machine learning? So as you continue to use and give commands, and it was self-sufficient.
Well, obviously that's Short Circuit. So.
Well, that was probably in cinema, but the answer that they gave me was Shaky the robot. Right?
Shaky the robot was the first AI robot.
First mobile robot.
Mobile
with the
AI
ability to
robot.
Perceive and reason about its surroundings. The subject of SRI's Artificial Intelligence Center research from 1966 to 1970.
Hold the phone. We've had this technology since 1966.
Isn't that amazing? So even though I just said like 10 minutes ago that this is like coming so fast, it's not.
What is going on? Why is it? No way, dude. No
That's
way.
nuts, isn't it?
Come on.
I bet you whichever AI you put in the comments that you use, go ahead and ask the question about when that first AI.
I need to know, why did they wait so long? Okay, here we go. Here's Nate's Nate's side corner chat. Come in close. Listen, we've had AI since 1966. But we haven't had anything to the fact, like, this makes me think, okay, Short Circuit, when Short Circuit was made, they knew about Shaky the Robot, and they based it off of Shaky the Robot. And these videos, this is like conspiracy theory at its finest right now. It's like, what in Hollywood movies are we seeing that they already know about that we don't know about?
Is this like the Simpsons thing? Like, they're predicting the future because they already know the future? Maybe not. But yeah, they do know.
We need to know. I need to know. Comment below. I need to know what your thoughts are. Since we've had an AI robot since 1966, did Hollywood know before us? That's why they made Short Circuit. I'm sure there was plenty of other movies out there for AI robots, but that's the only one that there's like 12 of them. So that's the one that sticks in my mind. Yes, I had it on VHS, and yes, I'm young enough to know what a VHS is. For those out there listening to this podcast, I need to know.
Well, I certainly remember VHS. That was the only option when I was younger. And just to kind of finish that really quickly, as you continue to look at some of the research,
you still
that
use
AI
the
told
35 millimeter. Don't fool anybody.
That's right. It's got the reel to reel, they call it.
The real.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're real.
So
the real.
So it seems to me that the research scientists, the researchers have this information, but it wasn't necessarily brought to the public, or the public kind of just thought they were nuts because they said, we can't have a robot that can act like a human being. So
Times
just
were
to
a lot different back then,
That's
too.
right. Just to continue this real quick, the possibilities of computer science and artificial intelligence also caught the public's imagination after April 10th, 1968, an article in the New York Times about Shaky, the robot, and 2 other robot efforts at MIT and Stanford University. So the research was going on at MIT and Stanford. So there were some people at that point that I bet you anything. The public probably said, "You guys are nuts. You can't bring a."
That's gotta be the main reason.
You know, you guys are you're so far ahead.
Because then we never heard about it until 2023 or even sooner. I think I've had chat since 20, at least 21.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right in the middle of COVID, and now everything we need is right on here. Imagine that.
From Shaky the robot to
walking around with AI in our pockets. So anyway,
soon they're gonna put wheels on this so it can follow you around. You know.
I think we can put a wrap on the AI for today, but we'll continue our discussions because as this is more and more integrated into our sales process, into our service and accessory process at the dealership, we'll soon even see it maybe in collision. There are a lot of possibilities. We want to keep you up to date and informed on exactly how that helps you because all the moves that we make, especially at Mohawk Auto Group, are to improve the customer process and improve the customer experience.
All right, and you guys know we take questions and. We have a question for you from one of our audience members. Are there areas in car maintenance where AI falls short without intervention? Obviously a lot, but like where does it come in with service maintenance, do you think? I personally haven't seen anything yet in terms of mechanical maintenance on a vehicle. I'm sure there's probably a diagnostic tool that might have it, but I don't know any vendor that does that.
I can't name a vendor, but a lot of this, whether it's AI, well now a lot of it is AI powered. So the way that the repair manuals work, everything is digitized now. Obviously, it's not the days of having like an actual paper like manual. Everything is online, but AI actually compiles all of the repair attempts, network wide. So at Honda, for example, all the Honda, and that's actually where everything is aggregated. And what it does is provide the most up-to-date repair procedures for warranty, recalls, or anything that's would be in like a Chilton manual, which is a manual for how to repair, the time to repair a vehicle. So in that essence, AI does complete that, and it's AI because there's no human being that's accepting all this data and like retyping it into something.
Yeah.
No, AI is compiling it. It's producing an aggregate in terms of what the best way and the average time is to repair a vehicle. So in that case, both diagnosis and repair can actually be sped up. Saves you money, saves you time, and that's a real positive.
There is one thing that we did forget to mention, and that is going to be we need your help if you are in the New York area. I'm saying this because we have our friends on TikTok who may not live in New York, but we need to reach out to our Senate, our congressional. Hold on. Let me get this correct. We need to ask our senators to support the CRA in the U.S. Senate. So for anyone we have been talking about the Advanced Clean Cars Act number 2 that had the zero emissions must by 2035. And based on the numbers, if you want to go back to the podcast where we talked about this, we need your help. We need you to reach out to your senators, and say, vote in favor of HJ Res 88. So we need your help. You need to reach out to your senators, and that's actually affects those in Colorado, Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Vermont, Washington. So if you are in any of those states, reach out to your senators. Say you do not want the Zero Emissions Vehicle Act, which is the Advanced Clean Cars Act. You do not want that. You want they have so many different weird things.
Yeah, the positive versus negative terminology can be a little confusing. So real quick to summarize, which Nate just did also, but so there was the vote, which we asked the House of Representatives to vote yes, and the yes means that we want a stay or a dissolution of the Clean Cars Act, which would give you as potential buyers now or in the future the ability to choose what vehicles, whether it's EV or ICE, internal combustion engine, you'd have the choice and not be regulated to have to, dealers would have to sell 35% or more of EVs, regardless of what somebody wanted. So the dealer body and the public and the community don't want that regulation, only because we want to make sure, and you want to make sure, that you have the option to buy what you want to buy.
Right.
Not be, not have, not have politicians determine what's going to be for sale. You'd like to be able to buy what you'd like to buy. So what we're asking is contact your congressman, and again, ask them to vote in favor. That's a yes on HJ Res 8088, and that specific motion is to dissolve or delay the Advanced Clean Cars Act, which is a positive thing for us. So that's kind of confusing. So the vote is to vote in favor of it, but you're not voting in favor of the Clean Cars Act. You're voting in favor of the motion to dismiss it. So that's the that's kind of
Beautiful. Thank you for bringing that in. Thank you for I was totally botching that, but thank you everybody for watching. This has been another episode of Mohawk Table Talk, where we bring local news that affects you as a car buyer, and we want to give you tips and tricks because we understand that the educated buyer is the best buyer. Yes, I said that right. You heard that right. An educated buyer is the best buyer, and that's what we believe here at Mohawk. So, Mike, thank you for another great episode.
I love it, and we'll be back next week.
Yes, we will. 12:30 Tuesdays. See you later.